Hi, I'm Madeline. I'm here with Jeannie, and today we'll show you how to make a special chocolate cake.
It really is special. It doesn't have any grains in it and no sugar, but it's loaded with healthy ingredients.
We'll get started, starting with the dry ingredients. First, add 6 tablespoons of coconut flour. Then add 6 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda.
And that's something you want to sprinkle around in there so you don't get any clumps of baking soda.
Just a pinch of Himalayan salt. And take your spoon, start to mix up the dry ingredients, and that will help to get the baking soda mixed pretty well. Then we move on to the wet ingredients, starting with 1 tablespoon of almond extract. And yes, it's 1 tablespoon.
It's a lot, but it tastes good. You put all this almond in and this vanilla.
And 1 tablespoon of the vanilla extract. Then 2 teaspoons of liquid new stevia. Next, we'll add 1 cup of chopped walnuts, 1 stick of melted butter. That's 8 tablespoons of butter. We melted it beforehand. Then you would just pour that into the mixture and combine all of the ingredients.
And now we move over to the eggs. We'll be adding 6 eggs to the mixture. We've got the eggs in the Vitamix. You could probably use a blender as well. Now I'm going to do something I wouldn't necessarily recommend. I'm going to leave the top off on here and make sure that my Vitamix is down onto 1 or 0 and turn it on. See, it's very low, so it's not going to come shooting out the top. You want to get these really mixed up and incorporate the air into the eggs. This is going to help as a leavening agent in this cake. The cake is a little bit heavy, so you want to get the eggs mixed up real well. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit here. Fluffy, fluffy egg. Now you could just take and pour this right in here and stir it up. I've done that many times, but it kind of takes long. So what I've done is just take this thick mixture, put it right into the Vitamix and mix it. You just have to make sure you don't over mix with the Vitamix. The cake will get kind of tough if you over mix it. So just enough that it's going to be a nice, smooth, chocolatey batter. I think I'll put the lid on for this one.
It's probably a good idea.
Okay. I think that's about it. There's still a little bit of bubbles on top, but that's okay. I don't want to overdo it. Just take my spatula and just stir that last bit in. And this is the tricky part of the cake. It tends to get a little bit dry for people. And if you get to this point and it doesn't pour at all, see how I can actually pour this? If yours doesn't pour at all, you're going to want to put this back on here and add another egg or 2. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to do that myself. I'm going to put it right back on. It should pour out just a little bit easier than what I'm seeing. The reason for that is people's eggs are different sizes and there's so many eggs in here it can really make a difference. And the other thing is that coconut flour varies with the density, and so it's easy to get just a little bit too much or a little bit not enough, and then it alters the texture of your cake. So ideally you'd want those eggs mixed up first, but I'm just going to go in at the end point here and it's all going to work out. I've done this before. Now we mix those eggs right in and let's check and see what we've got. Okay, this is a lot smoother in here. Just imagine you could use extra large eggs or jumbo eggs or small eggs, and now I've got eight eggs in here. So eight eggs in a cake. That's actually going to be really good for you. Lots of good protein in there, lots of good fats for you, to help feed your brain, help you feel good. This is a springform pan. I've got it all together and I've got it greased up here with a small amount of coconut oil. It's important you don't put too much in here. I've done that myself, and once this gets into the oven, it's dripping all over the bottom and starts smoking in the oven. So just a small amount of coconut oil. If you're not familiar with what a springform pan is, it's got this big latch on it and the bottom actually comes out. This just helps you release the cake easier. And you'll see that when we take it out of the oven. This is very simple. You just pour this, see now it pours out. I don't have to go in and really pull a lot of it out. You just pour it right into the pan. You can see it looks just like a chocolate cake mix. Try and get out as much as possible. Now, walnuts we think work the best for this. You could experiment around with some other kind of nuts. You could also put some flaked coconut in here. You could put chia seeds in here.
And you could even use different extracts and different flavors. Like maybe you use coffee flavor or add a little bit of lemon or orange extract, maybe even cinnamon.
Absolutely, and if you use coffee, you can just go and put the coffee right in here. Some dried coffee, but just make sure they're not great big granules. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We're going to pop this in the oven. It'll be a 350 degree oven. And I'll turn the timer on for about 40 minutes and come back and check it. Well, I think it's done. Let's check it out. It looks good. I'm just going to go ahead and check if it's done. I'll take a knife, place it right into the center, and it comes out clean. This tells me that it's done. If this came out and there was cake mix all over it, cake batter, I would know it's not done. I would put it in for another 10 minutes or so. I'm going to just let this sit here for about 15 minutes before we take it out and cut it. Okay, here we have our finished cake. I'm just going to take the knife, slice around the outside of the cake right up close to the pan. Here's the little latch, unlatch it, and we'll see what happens here if we can get it out. Oh, it was pretty simple.
Perfect.
So the cake comes out. If you like, you can just take this off, this bottom part, and then slice the cake. And we'll go ahead and take a piece out. There it comes right off. There it is. And then you just enjoy. See you next time.